so it's very expensive, and that's just one-time treatment. And that's why there's a lot of retreats like that, where people go to like Mexico or South America for like, just 2 treatments, and it would be like a huge, very costly kind of thing, but it's like a retreat kind of thing. But so essentially when the stem cells enter your body, they become whatever your body needs. So that's why people who are in very dire situations, if they have like, a broken system or poisoned or whatever, it will heal that because it goes in your body and whatever it needs, it becomes that. Yeah, exactly. But there's 4, exosomes are like the signals between the stem cells. So it works in a similar fashion where it also repairs your body, but it's not like it can turn into whatever kind of thing. So it has a little bit more limitation, but there are 4 major benefits that, for marketing purposes, I came to conclude on. So 1, it is a lot more profit margin and a lot like cheaper to get and to produce because it's in the billions rather than millions. So for example, that one is 170 billion exosomes, and usually exosomes. And then usually you need like 2 vials for 1 treatment, whereas for stem cells it'd be like 100 million is an effective dose where it's like 1 treatment kind of thing. So that would be around equivalent to like the dosage. But like the profit margin is like 10 to 12 times. 10 to 20x for the exosomes because and then another benefit is that it's not FDA, like you don't need to worry about the FDA stuff because it's not living cells. It's like, and then the third one is that it's shelf stable. So it's not like where you have to refrigerate it with like a lot of peptides or stem cells. That one can be shelf stable for years. So the shipping issues and everything, and it's very light, obviously. So that's it could be international, whatever. And then the fourth one is that. Because stem cells, this is actually almost no one knows. Like even when I talk to like, Dr. Judy or like a lot of stem cell experts, they didn't even know this. But I have an stem cell expert, like researcher such lab person in Belarus who told me about this. But when stem cells enter your body, whether it's through IV or injection, 99% actually gets trapped in the lungs. And that's why the only 1% that gets out turns into whatever. And you can imagine if that's already so powerful. Obviously now we don't have it's not like we don't have the capacity to like optimize it, but imagine if we could, But even that is so powerful, but 99% does get trapped in lungs. But the exosomes are different. They're like peptides. Whatever, it goes in your body and it, so that's the 4 major benefits of the exosomes. And so it is a very strong selling point. And then actually there's a 5th one, but the 5th one is that why that one's so special is because that's clinical grade to be used internally. So I did all the market research, and in America, most of all the exosomes are used for dermal or facial, like hair use. So it's like for hair regrowth, because a lot of male pattern baldness, is a big issue, or for face, like kind of like Botox issues. Like you generate stems, kind of like copper peptide, but just like a GHK, whatever. But like it's similar to that, but like it's used for mostly external. But that one is like clinical grade for same IV or injection.
IV. Like HGH.
Yeah.
Mix it with bacteria down in water.
Yeah, exactly. But it's best if it's IV. Yes. It's best if it's IV though, because IV obviously is better.
In vein.
But that one is actually able to be used internally because it's like over 30 years of excellence in that lab, and people use it, and it's actually better when you can also market it to people who own stem cell clinics, because exosomes are actually very synergistic with stem cells, so they actually combine and work together better, just like VPC 157 and TP500 compared to just VPC 157. So that's a little spiel about it.
But you can take this injection with like an insulin needle, just like HGH.
Yeah, that's why like you could do it yourself.
Well, yeah, I've been on HGH for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's my drug of choice.
Have you?
I'm really 93.
And I'm actually 42. I have an old soul. Have you looked into CJC 1295 and ipamorelin? So there's a few benefits of that over HGH. So HGH itself is growth hormone, but it has like the potential for like tumorous activity and stuff like that. CJC 1295 and ipamorelin, sometimes they just call it CJC IPA blend. That one is a blend of 2 growth hormone stimulating blends. So a lot of people like that over growth hormone because what it does to your body, it goes in, it stimulates your pituitary gland to produce growth hormone.
Right.
So instead of it's almost like taking steroids versus taking like, anabolic hormones, like pro hormones. Instead of doing the steroids, which would like eliminate, like decrease your body's natural ability to produce, the testosterone or whatever. Taking HGH will actually lower your body's ability to produce natural growth hormone. So that's why taking CGC 125 and epinephrine circumvents that, because it like kind of cheerleads your pituitary gland to produce more growth hormone, but doesn't give you the side effect of like reducing the natural ability. Okay. So that's why like I always recommend people to like change it.
Where do you get that?
Same. I mean, I was telling Apollo I wanted to do like a co-order. Like I have a really trusted seller from China, but like it is the same.
Where?
From China. Yeah, China. Yeah. That's where a lot of. But you have
where
to know.
Where are you from?
I'm Chinese. That's why I speak Mandarin and everything.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm not from China, but like that's my heritage.
Okay.
But like you have to really know the right sellers, because a lot of powders, they're fake and everything. Yeah. So I do know but like the minimum quota order is like 10 vials per shipment for each one, and I want like a whole variety. So like it is like I need like, so that's why I was telling Paul that I wanted to like do an order for that, so that way we could sell it with the stuff that we already have. Because that way people are already familiar with that, and so you could kind of transition.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my thought.
If we don't stop her, we're gonna be here till midnight.